What's going on, YouTube? Greenwood Evil here. Today, another Godzilla review. I know it's been a minute since I did a Godzilla review. I was debating on which one to do, so I figured it'd be a good time. I got a new background. You see the black drop there. Testing it out too. It's a kind of a test video in a way to see how that looks as opposed to the white. I think the white was too bright. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be better. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if it looks better, looks worse. I need to know I need feedback on my videos. Tell me stuff. Let me know. Let me know what you want to see too. More Godzilla stuff. Tell me, because I have Godzilla, but the thing is, I get Pokemon stuff, open that stuff up. Got Star Wars stuff, open that stuff up. So it's been a while since a Godzilla review. So I picked a special one for today. You saw the thumbnail, the picture, and the description when you clicked on it. So you're gonna see this. This is what we're reviewing today. It is the Imperial 1985 Godzilla. This was my first ever Godzilla figure. But before we get into the review, don't forget, guys, I have an Instagram and I have a Twitter at Greenwood Evil. You'll see it on the screen here, and throughout the video, you're gonna see it in the bottom left. Don't forget. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I post pictures, let you guys know what's coming up, what I've gotten recently. You can talk to me on there, whatever. It's cool. It's a cool way to communicate with you guys instead of having to communicate through only just comments, which is also fine. Keep commenting. I'll keep talking to you guys. But I think so you guys can know what's coming up. You guys can ask me if there's a Godzilla review coming up or whatever. You can hit me up on there, on those two places, Twitter and Instagram. So definitely do that. But today, let's get right into this. This is the review for today. This is my first ever Godzilla figure that I ever got. I had to be at least, I had to be 3 years old. So this thing to me is 27 years old, regardless of what it says on the bottom of its foot, which it says, get the light in here. Look at my focus in there. There you go, Imperial. Focus, it'll focus. Imperial, made in China. And then this on this side, 1985 Toho Co. Ltd. So I got this in 1990. My grandma actually bought this for me. So I think that she that's what I remember. It was a long time ago, and I was very young. So that's what I remember, going to Toys R Us, and I remember seeing the aisle with all the different figures and all the different like rubber toys and all that stuff. And there he was, just chilling in one of the bins, and I remember picking him up and getting him. I also got the smaller 6-inch version of him, which right now I can't find it. It's here somewhere. I have a lot of stuff. It's not displayed. Only he's been displayed. The 6-inch figure has not been displayed. But if this looks familiar to you, if you guys watched Roseanne, the TV show, I believe a version of this was sitting on their dresser in their living room for like the entire series. So that's coming back soon. Hopefully they still have Godzilla there. It was really cool to see that, because I'm like, oh my god, I have that toy and it's also on TV. But let's look at him real quick. Now, obviously, he doesn't look like Godzilla 1985. We're going to move the camera up a tad and bring his face in here. Let's bring him in a little bit. Let's get that. There we go. Get that lighting. So he's got like Joker lips. I don't know why he has Joker lips. I guess they were like, oh, he's all bloody and whatnot. But whatever. He looks to me more like this sounds weird. When you get a side view of him, he looks a lot more like the Godzilla from Godzilla vs. King Kong. That's just me. His spike pattern, his dorsal fins also kind of look like that too. Just me. I could be totally wrong. He has some good detail on his face here once it focuses in. You see the scales are really detailed in here. The mold was really nice. You know, it's reminiscent of the molds from like your Bandai, your other toys from Japan. Before they really got like super involved with it. This was Imperial's version. Mine has a crooked mouth. I guess just because years and years and years of I guess, I don't know, maybe he was sitting in a toy box for a while when I was younger and his mouth got bent. Whatever, doesn't matter. You see he's got some pretty cool detail on his snout and whatnot. It's pretty cool. He looks terrifying right there. It looks like he doesn't have any eyes. Looks like Godzilla from Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, All That Monster Attack. That's pretty cool. Actually, it looks really awesome with ghost eyes. That's really neat. they added teeth in there. He's got his mouth in there. You've seen like the rubber toys they still sell, like Animal Planet toys and whatnot. He's kind of reminiscent of those things. You got your silver spikes that the dorsal fins that run down his back. Of course, mine are miscolored and whatnot. This guy went into the pool. Like, he went everywhere with me when I was a kid. Like, I'm talking into people's pools and played with him. His arms popped off, his leg popped off, put him back in. His tail popped off all the time, put it back in. He was he's actually withstood the test of time pretty good. I mean, he's got his paint chips, chipping, but it's only on the edges. Like, even though I did a lot with him, come on, that light is a little too bright. There we go. Even though he, went in the pool and got a lot of water on him, his color still stayed pretty good. His tail you can move his tail, which is pretty sweet. His legs you can move, which he has some cool detail there. He's got silver on his chest, which is a little interesting. I guess just to create a little bit of a different body. He's jacked, by the way. This Godzilla's been working out, super working out. He's got some guns, and his legs are always fat as usual. He's got some big knees, whatever. But he's got a lot of cool detail. You see all the scales go all the way around him, even his hands there. His hands have scales up until the fingers, and his fingers are in pretty decent shape. I mean, they got some color wear, but whatever. They're bright white, and then you got the same thing on this side. Scales up until the fingers. They are supposed to be bright white, but they're a little chipped. It's okay. He's old. Sometimes, used condition is pretty cool when it's something this old. It's like, wow, look at that. He's actually in good condition in that picture. Except for if you can see it, it's blue right in his eye. I guess I may have, I don't know, a marker or crayon must have got to him at some point. I don't know how that happened, but it did. But yeah, he's got his tiny spikes on the back end. See, there's his back, the way he looks with his tail. He's about 13 inches tall. He's really good to display. He's really awesome. He's obviously one of my favorite Godzilla toys. He's right up there with them because, he's the original Godzilla toy that I've ever had. His feet, same thing. You have your scales go all the way pretty much to the feet once it focuses in there. There you go. And, of course, paint wear on the feet, which is okay. Then, of course, you saw the bottom of his feet already. Imperial, made in China. And then the 1985 Toho Ltd. There is a couple other, Imperial versions of Godzilla. I've seen one that was brown. Some other, versions that look more like the Godzilla 1985. But this seems to be the most normal one, the one that everybody seems to pretty much have. Probably sold the most. Pretty cool. He's got up here on his face. Let me go up here again. So his eyebrows and whatnot are pretty cool. It's pretty defined there, even though they painted on his eyebrow. But they go there, and there's his ear right there. It's really tough to see it. It's actually there. It's a little dot right there, and then also on this side, it's actually more of just his eyebrow that they just kind of made an extra bump here for an ear. Not even an ear, really. They actually got some pretty good detail down to his dorsal fins, closing up, and so, being real small up on his neck, up to his head, which is pretty neat. So there's some pretty decent detail here for something that's 32 years old at this point. Arms move too, so. His arms move. Let me move the camera down a second. There we go. His arms move so he can wave and whatnot. And you see the color scheme. He's in some places exactly the color you need him to be. Like his right outside the chest area here is like the gray color that you would think Godzilla is. But then he is obviously green. He's like a green and black. You can see there's some discoloring. Not discoloring. That's pretty much the color that he was. It's a dark green and whatnot in these areas here. He's not all green. Which is pretty interesting because that's like his normal color in here, and then they added green to him. So obviously they thought Godzilla was green in 1985 when they created this figure, which is fine because, I was 3 years old when I got this guy, so whatever. It didn't matter to me. He was Godzilla enough, and he looks just like Godzilla. That's pretty much it. There's not much to show about him. He's just really awesome, really old, and super collectible. I wish I had the 6-inch one somewhere so I could show you, because it's just a little version of him. It's pretty funny. It's a tiny version. Played with that one a lot too. They got a lot of play when I was a kid. I wonder if anybody else had this Godzilla. Let me know in the comments. I want to know if you guys still have him, if you guys know what happened to him or whatnot, because he's really cool. He might be the tallest Godzilla I reviewed. Let me get my Give me a second. Let me grab my Horizon 1993 Godzilla. Or 92 Godzilla, whichever one this is. I think this is 92 or 93? 93. Let's see who's taller. Here we go. Let us see who is taller here. I don't know. I don't see the camera. Oh, Horizon is just taller. Just a bit taller. But there you go. So that's a 6... No. That's math is terrible. That is an 8-year difference. So you got 1985, what Imperial was making, and then you had 1993 in what Horizon was making. You can see the leaps and bounds into detail on the face, detail on the spikes. He's more of a natural color. He's not super green. And then let's compare him also to the Godzilla 2000, the Millennium Godzilla Ban Presto that I have. Just getting him. I have so much crap here. Alright, and then the Ban Presto Godzilla, which is going to hit the back. No, hit the... Okay, perfect. Which, obviously, we knew he was smaller, which would make sense anyway, because he was, he's smaller, but that's what you have in 1985, and then you have what they're making in 2000, so a lot more detail. So they got better and better, and then, of course, now we have the Monster Arts. We have the NECAs. We have the X Pluses. So they've done, they've come a long way from 1985 here, and then even before when Bandai made, oh god, they called it the Godzilla Collection. I don't have any of those. Those are really old. I wish I did. Like the 1962 Godzilla, 1964 Godzilla. I wish I had those. Those are really cool. But guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, just wanted to show you guys my first ever Godzilla that I had. Let me know in the comments below which was your first ever Godzilla figure. If it was Godzilla, if it was Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Gigan, Titanosaurus, if it was Titanosaurus somehow. Let me know in the comments below. Oh, look, he got that cool shadow in the background there. Now, the shadow is funny. The shadow looks more like Godzilla 1985. So they did a pretty good job there. That's pretty funny. See that shadow back there? It's pretty neat. I actually think I like the black background better than white. It's not as blinding. Let me know again, obviously, in the comments if you guys think the black background's better. I think it is. Let me know if you guys like the white one. I think the white matte and the black background really set off really nice. But that's pretty much it, guys. Of course, as always, if you like the video, like it, subscribe down below, or in the left-hand corner over here. I'll pop some other Godzilla-related videos over here. I'll leave some links in the top right corner throughout the video for the Godzillas that I compared this with. So you guys want to watch the Ban Presto, or you guys want to watch the Horizon Godzilla review, they're going to be up there too. And then that's pretty much it, guys. Don't forget, follow me, Twitter, Instagram. I'll leave the @ will be right here again. Don't forget, do that. You can talk to me, I can talk to you, post some cool stuff, let you guys know what's coming up next on the channel. Maybe at some point I'll try and keep some like code cards for Pokemon to the side, and I'll post them on the Instagram, maybe get some followers off that. Just definitely follow me. It's the easiest way for me to communicate with you guys. But that's pretty much it, guys, and until the next video, you know what to do. Take it easy. Peace.